Okay, so I'm going to show you how to connect a 36 volt hoverboard battery pack to the one bike. Caveat, do so at your own risk. Um, Hack at your own risk. Make sure you know what you're doing if you're going to do this, because you don't want to short circuit the battery. That could cause a fire. Also, these batteries are not vibration proofed or sealed, so if they got wet, they could short circuit. So, you know, assume full responsibility for doing it yourself if you're going to do it. You could put in a waterproof pack. You could use some potting compound, dielectric grease, watertight tape, rubber seals, to make it a little more waterproof. But it's hard to make a fully waterproof battery pack. And this has only got shrink wrap on it. If you're going to buy a professional pack, I would recommend you buy it from Luna Cycle. I've got nothing to do with them, but they pot their battery packs. They're fully waterproof. They put fuses on them. I don't think they have a 36 volt pack though. It's mostly like 48 and 52 volt packs. Anyways, okay, so cut to the chase. This is a eBay bought Chinese hoverboard battery pack, probably 50 bucks. I've seen them between $50 and $85, maybe even $100. If you are going to get one, try to get one with Samsung or LG cells or Panasonic cells. I have bought ones with Samsung and LG cells. This one is a cheap Chinese cell one. It doesn't say. But okay, here's the specs on it. 4.4 amp hours, 36 volts, and it's 158.4 watt hours. It's a 10S2P pack, which means 10 series, 2 parallel. And it weighs about 1 kilogram, 977 grams. Okay, they come with an XT60 connector. You can see XT60. And these are for the hoverboards, which were banned, on airplanes. But interestingly enough, the pack itself is airplane. It's under the limit. It's 158 watt hours, and the TSA says it's 160 watt hours is the limit for a lithium-ion battery pack. Now that depends on the airline too, so it's airline dependent. So don't quote me on that. You could go to the airport and TSA says 158 watts is okay, watt hours, and then the airplane says no, we don't let that on our plane. Okay, anyways, so here's the XT60 connector. And what did I do? That's a female connector on the battery. I have a male connector here that I soldered this barrel connector to. So this barrel connector is the same barrel connector that is on the AC charger for the one, and also fits into this, it's hard to see, there. Fits into under the seat where the red power button is and charges the one. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'll connect this to the battery. So here, I'm going to plug it in the battery. It's hard to do with one hand. So I'm going to put the phone down for a sec. Or I'm going to try to hold it with my neck. Okay, so the video kept going. So look, I connected that to the battery. On the other end is the barrel connector. So that barrel connector is going to go into the charging port. So it goes into this charging port under the seat. Oh. All this stuff is hard to do one-handed, sorry. Okay, so look, I put and of course it's dark here. You probably can't see. You want to turn the lights on. Okay. Okay, there you go. You can see the barrel connector. Oh, got my finger out of the way. Sorry, guys. I'm not a professional videographer, as you know. Anyways, the barrel connector goes into the charging port. And now look that the power switch is actually off. Now this is the interesting thing. Power switch off. The red power switch is off. So look, the display's off, obviously. But look, when that 36 volt battery is plugged into that charging port, I can turn on the display. Look at that. I can turn on the controller. And the controller voltage says 40.1 volts. Now that 40.1 volts is the voltage of this external 36 volt hoverboard battery pack. And I know that because the voltage of the actual seat post battery is higher. So when the power button's off and you plug in an external battery, you're going to be using that external battery solely. So the throttle does work. I'm not going to do that because with one hand it's hard for me to show you that, but trust me, the throttle works in this situation. Okay, but so now watch, if I unplug, I'm going to unplug the external battery pack, and that's just going to shut off because it's this red power switch is in the off position. Okay, here's scenario number 2. Scenario number 2 is, let's say the battery's on, or the red power switch is in the on position. So I just switched that. Now I plug in the barrel connector for the external battery. So the external battery is connected. Now I turn on the power using the display. And let's go look at the voltage. The voltage is 41.2 volts. Now that voltage actually is, I think, a combination of the external pack and the seat pack. So they're in parallel. Those batteries are in parallel. And how do I know that? Because watch, when I pull out the external battery pack, see right now it says 41 volts, which is less than the seat post battery pack because it's a parallel connection of the two packs. Now when I pull this out, the external pack, look, it goes up. So this is the voltage now is showing the voltage of the seat only. Okay, if I plug it back in, plug the external pack back in, look, it's going to go down. It went down to 41 volts. So basically what this says is you can use an external pack in parallel to give you more range, more amp hours. If you have the power red button set to on, then you're going to have the pack boosting or in parallel with the seat pack. The external pack and the seat pack will work together. Now if you totally ran out of batteries, say you drained your seat, even if the red power switch is off, you can plug in this external pack and run off the external pack only until that external pack dies. And when the external pack dies, then obviously the bike's going to shut off. But anyways, it's a good thing to know. You could conserve your seat post battery pack by turning the red power switch to off when you run out and just run off an external pack. Anyways, do so at your own risk, guys, but this is good news because that means I can use my 36 volt hoverboard batteries as just extra spares, keep those in my backpack, say, and if I run out of juice, just deploy one of those.